Destroy the new golems with these tricks. Now, rune essence is very important for killing these, which is why I'm showing you guys my auto farmer here. Yesterday, Epic actually patched the complete glitch that gave you an infinite amount of essence from opening up the book and then dropping it from your inventory before it actually released from your inventory. That was a glitch that probably should have been patched. Nonetheless, this is a legitimate way to farm a ton of essence, but it gets glitchier than this. Every time that you go and use this auto farmer, not only will you get yourself some clomberries to make more clomberry seeds, but you also earn 1 essence and 1 vine each time. Next up, what you want to do is find the area of the map where the battle royale clombo is for you to feed them all of your clomberries. Now, this is where the big trick comes in. You're going to walk over and you're going to drop all of the clomberries that you have. I tried to experiment if maybe I did just a little bit, if that mattered, if that gave me a different amount. But what I found is the more that you give him, the more that he is going to give back. Now, you can get a large amount of clomberries just by waiting around that auto farmer that you built, and probably get 300 or more every 10-20 minutes just by waiting around and working on that farm. Now that he's given me some free loot, I can run around the map and start collecting it. But what you see is I reach the 500 mark extremely quick. And as I run around, I just continue to get even more. Now he shoots even more out. And again, I am already at my maximum amount. So I can grab all of this loot, but there is so much rune essence that I'm not able to hold in my inventory. So by far the best trick to do is to bring a rune essence table with you while also having your teleporter nearby, and then just drop all of the clomberry seeds that you have. He's going to eat all of them and then give you a ton of material as well as rune essence. Now you could do this as many times as you want, and this is a feature that is not really a glitch in the game, more so just a very advanced trick that you're able to do. Again, he gives you so much loot every single time. You're going to get mahogany, bright core, red rock, gold, emerald, and then a ton of this essence, which obviously is extremely important when it comes to upgrading anything on your village. So this is where we get into what you need in order to defeat these new golems extremely fast, because now we have a way to max out any weapon and any utility that we need. Now there's a few essence that I prefer over others. Number one, pickaxes are going to do the most damage to these golems because they're considered rocks. So putting damage 3 on a pickaxe is extremely nice. Now a longsword can do damage a lot quicker, which is why having damage 3 on them is really solid. Now I really like the Rune of Berserk tier 3. That's because not only do you get increased jumping for a few seconds, but you also get quicker sprint speed, which means that when you're getting attacked by these things, you're able to run away from them just a little bit quicker. Now I will say I'm not 100% sure if the Rune of Undead Bane tier 3 actually works on these creatures. It does mention skeletons inside of the description, however, it doesn't make sense that you would need tier 3 damage on any skeleton in the game. They're all so weak that it really just doesn't make any sense. Now you guys know to have tier 3 damage on your pickaxe and your sword as well, but the knockback shield is one of the most crucial parts about this. It does take 1 bear pelt, 1 brute scale, and 3 mahogany rod, which isn't the easiest of items to get. However, this shield absolutely makes it impossible for you to take damage from any golem. Now when you fight the Peely golem, something that you can see is that you can do your rollback and you won't take damage. However, sometimes for whatever reason his reach is extremely far and he is able to hit you. I definitely recommend bringing a grapple with you just in case you don't time your roll away quick enough. That way you don't take any damage from him. Now as I mentioned before, I don't mind people using a sword to try to kill him, but the problem is it only does 15 damage every few seconds. And again, if you aren't able to time these little jump backs, you are going to take damage. And unfortunately, you're not putting out enough damage to only be doing 15 damage and potentially being hit by him. So that's kind of the problem with the longsword, which is why I absolutely recommend the pickaxe, because after they do their spin attack, they're stunned and don't move, and you could continue to do jumping 60 damage attacks to kill them every time. Now when it comes to the golems, the hardest one is the tomato one, so that is going to be what we're focused on right now. When it comes to these, you're able to find them on floating islands by opening up a chest and they will crawl out of the ground. When they're doing this, they are not able to attack you, you, so you can walk up and get a few very cheesy hits on them. The next thing is, while holding up that knockback shield, you'll see that they aren't able to do any damage to you. It's like you go directly through them. I don't believe that's intentional. That might be a glitch, but again, after you use your knockback shield, go right back to doing your jump attacks. Now, obviously, you guys totally did not see me take any damage there, but again, they do have that long reach when punching. So, as long as you hold up your knockback shield, you're not taking any damage from them. Again, wait until they're stunned and not doing anything, and then go right back to your jump attacks with your pickaxe. Very easy to kill them nearly any time that you see them. Now, we got this tweet here by FN Assist that tells us that they actually went ahead and nerfed all of the enemies in the game, or at least the hard enemies in the game. When it comes to the brutes, all of their health was reduced by 20%, and that same thing goes to golems. The thing that's kind of questionable about this is, why are we lowering these? I understand new players are going to join the game. However, it doesn't make this game any better. You want hard enemies, and when I saw these brand new ones, I thought they were going to be the hardest enemies in the game, just to find out that the Frost Brute is still the most difficult one in the game, although you can just use range attacks, and when it comes to any of the other brutes, they're now weaker than these new golems. So I definitely would prefer them to have more health and it be more of a challenge when trying to fight them. I mentioned wanting more of a challenge because if you guys did not know, using any type of ranged attack against these enemies will not work. It always does 0 damage. So while you have the trick when it comes to brutes to just use range against them, that does not work on these golems. So I'm sure they're aware of that problem with the brutes, and they wanted to prevent it with these new enemies. Now, the only problem with these new enemies is you don't get any type of trophy for them. In fact, you get 1 rift shard, you get a few essence and some granite or some other materials, so it's not anything too crazy by killing them. I thought that the rewards were going to be much better by killing these things, but 1 rift shard and a little bit of essence just isn't enough. What I found is the best way to collect some of this stuff is to allow these enemies to just break everything in their sight, because if you just kill them and they're not knocking down trees or rocks, you're getting absolutely nothing. So with that being said, I wouldn't fight those bosses expecting to get any rift shards or essence. I would definitely try to build yourself one of these auto farmers. I did show off how to build this at the end of my last video, but you could see it's really not that complicated. Putting the vehicle base up, putting the automated balloons on the side, and then a trigger for it with the activation switch will do it every single time for you. And I have an infinite Klombo farm now, which is going to give me infinite essence over and over and over again. So I'm going to take advantage of this as much as I can, make the best weapons that I possibly can, and make sure that if I ever run into those enemies, I am absolutely ready to brawl. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, guys, this was Crafty, and I'm out. Peace. But YouTube thinks that you're gonna like that video that's up there in the top left, and you may also want to hit that subscribe button in the top right. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.